So the best boat is not always the biggest boat. It's the boat you actually use. It's the boat that logistically you're happy to take out no matter what the conditions, no matter how many people you have or don't have available to you. This is the Navan S30. This could be that boat. It's fast, it's fun, it's inshore, it's offshore, it's fuel efficient, it's freaking cool looking, and it's built by the Brunswick Corporation, so it's backed by a massive brand. We're going to go right through this boat. We're going to do the detailed tour, and then we are going for a sea trial next for those of you who want to discover what she's like to perform. We will demo backing it up on the beach, because this is the sort of thing you can do with a boat like this, and you can pick the best spot. So I think, jump in the comments whether I am on the right track or not. I think I'm speaking to those of you who want to come in and take the best spots. Yes, you could have the bigger boat. You may already have the bigger boat, but logistically, something like this, which is a little bit Land Cruiser, a little bit G-Wagon, but maybe has the fuel economy of a Toyota Corolla, this could be an interesting proposition. I hope you're with me on that one. My name's Dan Jones. Welcome to Dan's Boat Life, and welcome to, well, wasn't so sunny, but it is sunny now, Queensland, and it's still beautiful and warm. Let's jump on. Actually, no, before we jump on, I must point out, and be careful not to fall in the water because it's quite a steep drop off here. The air steps, the deep V, and the aggressive cutting action at the front of the bow, it allows us to run fast, hard, and flat through chop. Okay, so it will eat up the chop of a 50 to 70 foot motorboat, not a problem at speed. You can just adjust your angle of attack, power through at 27 knots. Because you're not having to come off the pace and accelerate again, you actually save fuel because you're not doing this all the time. Those air steps just there and there, they suck air in below the boat, break the surface tension between the boat and the water with the bubbles, and it reduces your fuel consumption. Unlike some adventure boats that you'll see out there on the market, this one is a little bit heavier. So we actually have up to 600 horsepower as an option. We got twin 250s on this one. So you can go full bore if you want, or you can dial it down to single engine options, 300 or single 400 V10 if you choose. So it's somewhere in the middle there. It's got the weight and rigidity behind it to bash through some seas and make you very, very comfortable, but it still has the fuel efficiency and the fun factor that you get on an adventure style hull. And as opposed to the C, and there is now the T, which they've just released. I haven't seen this one, the T, myself, but having an open, it's arguably quite sexy, maybe the sexiest of the three available. Having the open style that gives you more usable entertainment space, and it probably gives you an easier access around the boat. Well, in my opinion, it does, because I've been using it all day so far. So hopefully that's of use. Don't trip on the rope just there. So as I mentioned, we're running the twin Mercs, beautiful setup. She goes plenty good. We had top speed almost 50 knots today. You can see the interceptors below. We've got the extendable swim platforms just here, and we do have the rubber rub strip all the way around the boat. It's big enough to give you protection when it needs. So if you've got vertical poles, I know a lot of my mates in Florida utilize them quite regularly with the tides. You could just sit that up against the pole and then maneuver yourself into your dock should you need. Now there's one of these on either side, bit of an esky setup. Boom, it is drained. You could put your wet things in there. You could also possibly fill it up with ice and utilize it as an esky, but you don't need to because there's heaps of refrigeration on this boat. That facilitates the aft sunshade. So there's carbon poles both forward and aft, which will take off this T-top here so we can protect the whole boat in shade. And if you pay attention to the height of the T-top, big blokes can stand and hang around out back here and do the social thing. up forward, because we have a cabin forward, we have a toilet, and we have a proper sleeping cabin. It's not an excuse for a cabin. We do then therefore have a raised bow when we go forward. We'll see that in a second. So come in, and before you go anywhere, I want you to appreciate this space. So this is the lounging space. On the back, we have a removable table. There's storage and equipment access below my feet, drink holders on either side. These here are actually designed to stow fenders. So 1, 2, 3, same again on the other side. So that just holds the fender in place. On the starboard side, we have another one of those eskies. And on the starboard side back aft, we actually have our telescopic swim ladder, which deploys back there. And we have these fender deployment hooks here, but we've also got the pop-up cleats like so. Town water connection, fuel tank in 400 litres. That's your freshwater shower just there. That's a courtesy light. And we have a shore power connection just behind us, just here on the starboard side. This boat, it actually has, well, quite a few options on it because it's in Queensland. We're tropical here, so we have air conditioning through the shore power, but we can also do it through batteries via an inverter, 12-volt system. So 12-volt AC, pretty cool. But, so this is the setup you have. We can have the table in place or open, as we do right now. If we just press this button, we got this beautiful seat here. It will actually, boom, maneuver into an opposing social space. So isn't that great? So if you want to do maybe some water sports or a little bit of light fishing, it's all possible. As you may have already noticed, we have the ski pole there, so we can tow biscuits and toys, but this then becomes a big social area, and it actually exposes the Barbie. So here we have one fridge, second fridge, third fridge is downstairs. This is the Barbie, the Kenyan setup, which will actually run off the battery system. So that's the same battery inverter system, which is going to operate the AC. There's your sink, and there's a second sink. You know what? You'd probably also fill this one up with ice when you need. So a couple of drink holders, same again on the other side. And these footrests, I'm gonna pop the back seat back up again. They actually allow you to, boom, sit here. So you put a foot here, you've actually got grab hold there, but come behind me and see the view forward. This is quite cool because a lot of these boats, you're at the same level. So when you're driving, if you just see what I'm seeing, I'm now at an elevated position over the driver and navigator. So you enjoy the ride. You know, it's good for hot countries, places with summer, because if you're in a cold country, you're going to get a lot of wind there. So you would either have to wrap up or get the seat. And I think that's the whole idea behind it. But transiting around, we've got lots and lots of headroom. You step down and then you step back up. It's also a good grab hold should you need. And then I think what we'll do, we'll actually go up onto the bow and then we'll come back to the helm because there's a lot more to talk about. But I think we'll do, let's head up the starboard side. So obviously plenty to hold on to here and here. Not a huge amount of space, to be fair. So I'd keep one hand free to move forward. And then when you are up on the bow, if you're in bouncy water, keep your weight low or maybe get on your knees, because essentially, as you can see, there's nothing to hold on to here. There's always a compromise. It's a very, very good looking boat. Wait until you see the cabin downstairs. It's fantastic, but therefore you can't have high railings or it would look weird. Okay, that's what happens there. Oh, hey, how cool is that? Although you get bloody sunburnt. So, love the backrest. And if you want to lay it down, you just go forward and boom, it has a plastic backing on it, so it's not going to rot or anything like that. This looks like Silvertex material. Down lights or courtesy lights just there, even little drink holders. That's all cool. There is a cover that goes over this, so you don't need to take the cushions off. That's an escape hatch just there. And if I just show you guys forward, so you guys go over here and then look back at me. Come over here. This is the anchor well. So This anchor system will actually deploy, the bow roller deploys forward a little bit with the pressure of the gas struts. You can operate it from the bow, and once it has stowed, the gas struts retract and the bow roller retracts and everything looks neat and tidy. The reason why they do that on a style of hull like this is because of the flat stem bow. Because we don't have an angle or a big flare, when the anchor drops, we want distance of the anchor away from the bow. We don't want it hitting our fiberglass bow, so that's the reason they have that. Navigation lights just here and here. This is the basis for the sunshade on the bow, but as you can see, the takeoff point, it's going to be a lower sunshade, so that's designed for lounging and reading a book, not standing. If you want to stand and chat with your mates, you do that back aft. If you want to lounge, you do that forward up here. This is all soft decking, you know, the rubber type, so that's good. Forward facing light, I see they do that in Europe. We wouldn't really have a need to do that here in Australia, but anyway, you do you, looks cool. We do have glass, it's tinted, so it does give you a bit of sun protection when you are underneath the T-top. We've got our VHF aerial and our navigation light and GPS, speakers all around, midships, forward. And then come in here, it's quite cute, it's quite cozy, and it's quite fun to drive. That's in the next video if you're interested. But in terms of your life at the helm, you have everything you need. This boat has been optioned up quite a way because we've got the joystick, we've got the digital throttles, and we have the bow thruster. Steering wheel is adjustable, but from an operational perspective, if you need to get to the cleats or get to the deck, it's just boom, boom, and then you're straight out. However, you don't need to rush anything. Because of the joystick, we can just press skyhook and the boat will hold station to within a couple of meters, and it will buy you time. So you can do everything in a bit of a relaxed manner. Seat your guests down, don't need to stress anyone out, and you kind of maneuver the boat. We show that in the next video. So we've got two flat screen multifunctional displays just here. Come in close and have a look. And this one has actually got the full boat management system on it. So got it on lighting, you can run all the boat's lights. We can also do the pumps and gauges just here, everything you need. However, we can also operate bilge pumps, lights, anchor windlass is all done via these buttons here. We have the zip wake, we got the fusion just here. You don't really need this, you're never gonna fall away from this helm. VHF, key starts, that's the bow thruster. Speaker, we do have contactless charging at the helm, but we don't have it at the navigator's side, but both of us have drink holders, and on the navigator's side, they actually have plug-in USB-C and USB, you know what I'm talking about, and the cigarette lighter. So there is charging, but actually put 3 devices on charge in there, and then the skipper can just have his or her one phone there. Subwoofer underneath this seat here, and then storage in here and here. Storage and access to the batteries for the inverter, operation of the AC is underneath here. We have technical access into the bilge underneath this hatch, so nothing is hidden away. That's good for a long-term perspective because not all boats are doing that these days, which just makes life a little bit hard if you break something and you need to fix it. Okay, so grab holds, reasonably neat, but enough space to get down, and really it is just the occasional overnight space, but it's way, way better compared to what is available. You know, some brands are combining the toilet and the bed in one. This is a proper cabin. Just come in and get an appreciation of that. You've got these beautiful big hull windows, you've got your escape hatch for natural ventilation. We even have a TV up on the bulkhead just there. It's a really nice cabin, and I think this is one of the main reasons, or one of the main points of difference for this boat as opposed to what else is available in this size range. We've got a fridge underneath this here, AC unit, and we've actually got access just to some switching in there. But I want you to have a look at the toilet, because ladies, you should be impressed. Everything you need. It's a wet head, nice vanity, toilet with a holding tank. We've got fresh air and a couple of windows to keep it well lit, and it's a drained space. So through the day, obviously this is going to just be a storage space, but it's perfectly fine with courtesy lights and the other lighting as an actual cabin for an occasional overnight sort of fun factor for you guys. So I think that's it. You know, it's a 30-foot boat. That's the whole setup as far as I'm concerned. So why don't we come off, because we can. I think that's a big advantage for many of you, particularly in busy summer days. If you have a big boat and it's windy, you're out there in the wind. You're potentially out there having to muck around with generators and gyros and all this other logistics that happens with bigger boats. And I'm running a boat channel. I obviously love that, but I understand the logistics involved. So you can't just jump on the thing and go and have fun because you've got 2 hours of free time, or because like it has today, you know, it's just cleared when it was raining an hour ago and you're like, you know what, let's go do something. That's not always logistically possible on a 50 boat with lots and lots of stuff happening. Whereas on a thing like this, who cares? Just take the covers off, drop the engine down, go boating, then put it away at the end of the day and just do something else. I think for the demographics that are going to see the most value, that's you. If you're not an out-and-out fisherman, but you want a high-quality hull, something that is going to go great, something that has offshore potential, something that can carry a good amount of people, but it can also entertain and overnight while storing in a sensible amount of space, whether it's at your dock, marina, or rack and stack. I know you Americans are probably going to trailer this. I wish we could in this country. It's just not something we're able to do with our size roads. But yeah, I think those of you in that demographic are going to see the most value. Jump in the comments if you are someone else and can think of another idea, because I don't necessarily know everything. So how does it drive? And what other boats should you compare it to if you're in the market? We will talk about that in the next video. If you want to ask questions and see video answers posted by me, that's on my Patreon. You can also get early access to the videos and merchandise. Link is down below in the description. What do you think? The S30, is it your kind of thing? Let me know in the description below. I will see you in the next video. Let's go for a drive. See you soon.